Break away to receive the announcement and be overshadowed. Conceive God dreams and give birth to kingdom eternal things, and then do it all over again while singing heaven's tune.
Yes.
Are you not tired of being bored? I refuse to live in boredom and find myself wasting away when the greatest power, the greatest person lives within me, Jesus. How about you? I'm praying for you. Can you hear his song? So I read it, and I thought, wow, that is so powerful. I went to thank the person, and then I looked up and realized that it was an email from me. In December 13th, Friday, December 13th, 2013.
Wow.
Which was 2 weeks before the launch of Dream Nations. I wrote this.
Wow.
Or God wrote it through me. And the person that sent it to me said that she just happened to pull up this old email. This is just a couple of weeks ago. That's 2013. This is 2018. This is 4 years, 4 months ago. And she said, she went on to talk about how I described where she was at. But she said, I just felt like I needed to send it to you as well. Just send it to you. That was after I told her about reading it and not realizing that I was the one that wrote it. But it's true. So many are living in boredom. And God had already been, before she sent that email, talking to me about that word and about how his people were living in boredom. And when the enemy attacks and then distracts us, it is so easy to get off track and become bored with life. Period. And it's easy to waste away the gifts and the callings of God. But when we make up our mind and we ask the Lord for his help, and not only ask, but we press in and receive. And we go to that holy place that God has opened up for us. And it's not like it was in the Old Testament, because Jesus fulfilled. He fulfilled that law. Because we know when the ark was at Obed-Edom's house, because the Philistines had stolen it, and they got it to Obed-Edom's house, but they left it there, and Obed-Edom's house, everything became just bountifully blessed. And King David was like, we got to get this back home. These blessings of Obed-Edom's getting it all for himself. Hey, there's plenty to go around, right? That's why I'm saying God is calling us to be those Obed-Edoms in this day to release the glory. The reason it stayed at Obed-Edom's house is because when they were moving it from the Philistines, there was a man that, because it slipped, there was a man that grabbed it who had not followed the letter of the law and purified himself the correct way, and when he touched it, he fell dead. Because God gave the very prescription exactly how the priests had to, what they had to do to be able to carry the ark. But thank God for Jesus.
Yes.
The perfect sinless sacrifice took our place, And by His blood, the Father looks at us through His righteousness.
Right.
Not perfection, not living in unconfessed, knowing sin.
Right.
You can't expect to grab hold of the ark and live in adultery.
Right.
No. You're in trouble. Yeah. Especially if you're trying to hide it, because He'll announce it from the rooftop. You can't expect to grab a hold of it and living in ongoing, knowing, hiding sin. But unlike this man, we don't have to keep every I dotted and every T crossed. And so David became fearful. He said, we're close to Obed-Edom's house. Let's just leave this thing with him. I can tell you, within a few days, Obed-Edom was like, thank you, God.
Yes.
The Bible says everything about him, his family, his household was bountifully blessed. There's blessings in the glory of the Lord.
Yes.
Finally, David got over his fear and was stirred. He saw how Obed-Edom was blessed. And he said, we got to bring this ark back home to the city of God, to Jerusalem. And so, carefully, they carried the ark according to the law. And every so many feet, there would be many sacrifices made unto God. And that is where, as they were coming into the city, that David danced before the Lord. He must have heard some tunes from heaven. That's where his bored wife, Michal, was looking through the window, and her life and giftings were wasting away. And she became upset at David's liberty and his dancing. That when he came home, she had nothing but negative to say and to gripe at David. Because when he danced, the skirt of his garment came up. And she was mortified. All she could see was flesh.
Right.
All David could see was spirit.
That's
Yes,
right.
Those who are living in boredom, they're living in the flesh. Though Jesus may have come into their heart and they're a Christian on their way to heaven, the flesh is winning. The flesh is calling the shots. The flesh is leading the way. But when you pursue the glory,
Yes.
you say, this is my portion.
That's right.
And I will break away. And I will listen for the announcement of heaven. And I will wait until I'm married. Not only I receive the fresh announcement of heaven, but I have the overshadowing.
Yes.
That was the glory of God. Not only the power was there, yes, for her to conceive, but she was completely overshadowed by God.